This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm Roby Brock. We're glad to have you with us. Joining me now is Angela Duran. She is the director of the Arkansas Campaign for Grade Level Reading. Happy to have you in studio. Thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
For a lot of folks that do not know about the campaign, I want you to give me a little overview of what you guys do and why you guys do it.
Right. So we're a statewide campaign of over 30 organizations, and our goal is that every child in Arkansas read on grade level by the end of third grade.
And you guys have just issued a new report that kind of looks at about the last 6 years of what's been happening in schools and classrooms across the state of Arkansas. Tell me, what is it about third grade? Why is third grade so important?
So third grade is something, up until then, children are learning how to read, and after that, they're reading to learn. So if they're not reading on grade level by third grade, they're going to fall behind in science, math, history, everything else.
So tell me what this 6-year report's got several findings. I think the biggest probably thing is that you've got from 35% readiness now at the third grade level to 37%. Is that seismic or is that incremental?
So it is a small increase, but I think it's a sign of the momentum and the fact that everybody around the state is chipping in to do something about this. So we're hoping that we'll keep going on up. In fact, the state has set a goal of 80% of kids reading on grade level. We're shooting for all, which is a little ambitious, but we're going to do it.
Is there a time frame for that, or is it just
2030 is the goal for
okay.
80%. So, but what we found is there really is momentum building. And so we believe that parents have to be engaged, the kids have to be ready for school, that the classroom instruction needs to be what kids need to be in school every day, and we need to make sure that they're not falling behind in the summer.
Yeah, I read some summer reading with one of my kids several years ago, and it was Treasure Island, and it was hard for me to read Treasure Island. That thing is written in a different language back then, and I'm pretty familiar with that. I'm an English major, and I was struggling reading through that. I think that was a tough one for their age group. Let's talk about the absenteeism. I know that's a big factor. You mentioned it here. It's just one of the things that you got to look at here. You guys have had some improvement in those numbers here. 250 school districts reporting chronic absent rates now, so you can track that information. When they're absent, how does that get corrected at the local level?
So a lot of reducing absences is about being proactive. Often schools will wait till a student's missed 5 days, 10 days. If they've already missed 2 days by September 15th, reach out and find out what's going on. Develop individual relationships with students. Say, hey, why aren't you here? Let's see what we can do.
Is pre-K an answer, or is it the answer, or is it just one of the magic bullets to try to help these kids get to that proficiency level that you're looking at by third grade?
Very good question. So pre-K is an answer. It cannot be the silver bullet, but we know that if you don't have pre-K and you get to kindergarten and you don't even know your letters, you're going to struggle. The flip side is if you go to pre-K and you get to kindergarten through second grade and the instruction isn't up to par, then what you've learned in pre-K won't be sustained. So it needs to be both and frankly, we need to start at birth.
I'm not looking for the magic bullet, but I mean, what are the things that have to be in place for a child to be proficient in reading by third grade? I mean, I know what we've done with our kids. We benefited from a good education system. We benefited from both parents being very engaged and forcing our kids to read when they didn't want to, but reading with them too, and they enjoyed reading. How do you get a kid that doesn't have that support system involved? What has to happen?
So first of all, you start from birth and you just talk to them all the time, because even the biggest brain development is happening by the time they're 3 years old. So a child's vocabulary by 3 then becomes the predictor of how well they'll do in kindergarten. So talk to them, read to them, sing to them all the time. Read 20 minutes a day. That's really important. One of our partners, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, they are now providing books to about 50,000 children statewide, and the children get a book a month in the mail. They've got a goal that every child in Arkansas will be part of Imagination Library by 2030 as well.
Interesting. All right, so tell me we see where Arkansas is, this 35 to 37% range. You look at statistics of other states. Tell me the states that are doing well, and tell me why they are doing well.
Yeah, good question. So Massachusetts is at the top of the heap, but there are other states like Florida that have made some pretty big gains. And I think states who are making gains, they invest in strong early childhood education. they invest in teaching children how to read using the science of reading. So let's break it down for kids. Let's make it, let's make sure they learn what letters are, what the sounds are, those types of things, and put it all together so that it actually makes sense.
All right, anything else that we should take away from this final report here?
Just that there is a role for everybody to play. So if you don't have a child, find a child, read to them, go volunteer at a local school, do your part.
All right, she's Angela Duran. She's the director of the Arkansas Campaign for Grade Level Reading. Good to have you with us. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.